main things that you need to focus on in your first year of driving. The first is learning as much as you can about the industry. The second is building your network. Today, we're going to talk about building your network. Want to know more? Stick around. Hey, you guys, welcome back. I am Trainer Allen, your OTR truck driver instructor, and I'm happy that you have come back to once again watch another quality video. So, we want to talk about building your network today. And what do I mean about building your network? Well, basically, it's about making good contacts and treating them appropriately. Don't burn bridges. This is for sure an industry that you don't want to burn bridges in. Okay. Somewhere, once upon a time, I heard that everyone you come in contact with is your customer. And I truly believe that. And as a professional, you want to position yourself ahead of your competition. That means if a new account opens or an untested but potentially amazing route comes available, you want to be the person that they contact first, because, hey, who doesn't want to get ahead? Who doesn't want the best possible? A lot of people call this brown nosing. What I would say to them is that they need to grow up and go ahead and enter the professional world, because ultimately you treat people the way you want to be treated. At least that's kind of, how I was raised, and I think probably most of you were as well. The golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Treat others the way you want them to treat you. And ultimately, I want people to treat me as a professional, and therefore I'm going to treat others as a professional. Whether it be dispatchers, load planners, load coordinators, salespeople, shop personnel, the customers that you're picking up and dropping off to, other drivers, these are all your customers. And ultimately, you want to represent yourself in a way that when they think of quality, they think of you. Now, do we all make mistakes? Sure we do. Absolutely. I've made a ton. In 20 plus years, I think everybody makes mistakes, and I'm not excusing myself. But I've made mistakes. You'll make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. And anybody that says they've never made a mistake and that they're perfect, obviously we all know what to think about those kind of people. So let's look at a few of the top people that you want to have in your network. The first person that I think of that I want in my network, that I want behind me, if I'm trying to do something, is my dispatcher. Okay, your dispatcher is your key go-to person at the company. Okay, they're going to know a lot of personal information about you because you're building a relationship with them, whether you realize it or not. They're going to know about where your home is, when you want to go home. They're going to have a basic idea of what your family looks like in their mind anyways. So that's the first person that I'm going to want inside my network. Okay. And dispatchers sometimes change locations. Sometimes companies will just, automatically ever so often switch dispatchers around. But the dispatcher is the primary person for your network. They can help you. They can hurt you. They can make you. They can break you. So definitely, you want your dispatcher in your corner. And in order for you to get them in your corner, you need to show them that you're in their corner. Because when they have loads thrown to them by load planners, okay, they're trying to get those loads, done as quickly as possible, efficiently, effectively, safely. Okay, all those things come into play with your dispatcher, and it's really important that you build that relationship. The second person is the load planner. Most of the time, you as a driver will not be talking directly to a load planner. However, there are occasions, whether it's a company picnic, whether it's a driver appreciation week, Or maybe, you know, a load planner is thinking about your home time, trying to get something done, and he sees something and he's just like, this might work for him. Let's call him up and see what he thinks about this. Okay. If you have a load planner contact you, I need you to write down their name. I need you to make sure that you remember who that was. I need you to make sure you remember what they're offering, what they offered you, whether you took it or not. You know, either way, you probably came to an agreement as to what your next load is going to be. Okay. You need to write that down because you need to remember it. And next time that you can, if you get through the corporate office or the terminal where that load planner is at, make it a point to go and meet that load planner. Okay. That person right there can help you more than you will ever know. Furthermore, if a new run comes available, maybe from an account that's been there a while or maybe a brand new account, you know, if it comes available in the area that you like to run and you worked with that load planner, chances are good that load planner is going to remember it. And he or she could very easily reward you with that load, or with that, maybe it might be a dedicated account or even a dedicated run. But yeah, those load planners are more important than you could ever imagine. So yeah, dispatchers inside that network, load planners inside that network. Third person is your salesperson. Okay. Each account inside a company, whether it be an OTR account, LTL account, dedicated account, whatever, each account generally has a dedicated salesperson inside a region. And that region may be a state, that region may be several states, that region may be a couple counties, depending on, you know, the size of the area. You know, if you go out to LA area, you know, one salesperson might just cover a smaller territory. But either way, those salespeople, again, just like coordinators or just like the load planners, while they don't generally interact with you on a daily basis, they may call you up, you know, if they see that you're in an area and they need some help and they're not sure they want to shoot this over to your load planner to shoot to your dispatcher. You know, they may think, I'm going to call this guy and kind of, you know, get a heads up on what his plans are over the next week or two. Okay. That way they know, you know, hey, there's a guy in my area and he or gal, and he or she is available and willing to do something special. Let's use that person. Okay. A lot of doors can open up. If you have a salesperson call you, again, jot down their name. Make sure you keep their number. Okay. They can be of vital assistance to you. So that's another person that I definitely want to have in my network. Now, this next one should have probably been number one on my list. And they aren't number one on my list for one reason and one reason only. This person is shop personnel, okay? You may or may not be in the same shop on a regular basis. You know, you might be in one state to go to a shop one time and another state the next time, et cetera, et cetera. So you're not going to be dealing with the same shop personnel all the time. However, that said, if, you know, based on your home terminal, if your home terminal is close enough to where you live, that you know that a large portion of the work, that a scheduled work that you're going to need on your truck, whether it be preventative maintenance or, you know, whatever, you know that you'll be through that shop a lot. Make sure you know the shop personnel there. Make sure you're acquainted with the manager. Make sure you're acquainted with some of the techs. And a couple reasons. Number one, you come into the shop, okay, and you have a bad attitude. Guess who's getting put at the bottom of the line? You know, you're at the bottom of the list, period. You know, oh, you wanted to be out of here by tonight, but you had an attitude like that? Nah, I don't think you're going anywhere till tomorrow, buddy. Right or wrong, that's how it works a lot, okay? That's the reality of it. Get used to reality because that's what this channel's about. I'm not here to blow smoke. I'm going to tell you how it is. I'm going to tell you the facts. So yeah, build those relationships with the shop personnel. And that's truly, anywhere you are, because you never know when you might not be around another shop that you've already been to, okay? And if you pull in there and the guy in the shop remembers you, oh yeah, he had a good attitude, or she had a great attitude, and they were willing to work with me on this or that, you move up in the queue, okay? So yeah, definitely build them into your network of people to know. Another good thing about having shop techs and managers inside your network is the ability to give them a call, and just say, hey, John, Jim, Sandy, Barbara, whatever. I'm having this issue with the truck. I'm wondering if you can give me an idea as to what it might be. If you don't know them, if they don't know you, they might be like, whatever, you just get it into a shop, we'll figure it out. If, however, you've built a relationship with them and built them into your network, when you call them up and say, hey, I've got a problem, I'm wondering if you might be able to troubleshoot with me over the phone for a minute, they're more than happy to do that generally, okay? And a lot of times, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes on the phone with them, and you fixed your issue, and you don't have to get routed through a shop terminal or a terminal shop or any other shop to get something fixed, because chances are good you can get it fixed, okay? In a previous video, I was talking about the idea of being a lease operator or an owner operator inside your first year, and how that's not a good idea because there are things that you don't know. Okay, things like this right here, fixing something small that you don't know because you've never been in a big truck, you're not a mechanic. These are things you don't know, okay? But that small little thing right there, okay, while it could have cost you $500 or more, and it could have cost you a day or two of running, now you've got it fixed. You've had it explained to you how to fix it. Now, down the road, if you have the same issue, you can fix it. You don't have to go to a shop and pay $500 to $1,000. You don't have to go to a shop and sit and wait for a day or two for it to get brought in, okay? Because now you know how to fix it. So, shop personnel is important. The other part of your network that is mandatory is other drivers. I'm not saying you got to, come out here and find a bunch of truck drivers and become buddy with them. That's not what I'm saying. Okay, I've been down that route. That's not a good route to go either. Okay, remember to keep business. But that said, while you don't want to get too personal, you want a good professional, friendly relationship with those around you. And one truck driver who's got his stuff together and he moves on, or you move on, and then maybe your relationship, you continue to contact each other maybe once a month, once every other month or whatever, just to check in. Maybe this guy, he knows of a great opportunity that is exactly what you're looking for. Okay, that's why you want them in your network. Okay, other than the fact that it's good to have someone out here that we can ask questions of, especially if we're a new driver. But that goes into mentoring, which I had talked about a little bit in a previous video as well. Mentors definitely, probably at the very top of your network list. You should have at least 1 or 2 mentors. You want to have one who is experienced 20 plus years, may or may not be in the same company that you're in. But then you also need at least one mentor that's in the company that you're in and has been there at least 10 years, okay? Because they can help you through issues with your specific company, whereas the other one can help you with broader issues. So definitely have a mentor that you can contact to help with many of these things. Okay, I think as far as your basic network goes, that's about it. But I want to revisit something that I said earlier, and that is that everyone you come in contact with is your customer or a potential customer. Basically, what that means is that everyone around you is someone that you could be selling your expertise to. Maybe not now, but maybe a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road, they could be. And so it's important really to just remember that everyone around you is your customer. Treat everyone exactly the way you would want them to treat you. You know, you're going to have problems out on the road. You're going to have problems with company procedures changing. You're going to have problems with the way maybe your dispatcher said something to you. Don't come into their offices or pick up the phone and start hollering at them. Don't do it, okay? You've had bad days. They've had bad days. We've all had bad days, okay? But the way to make your day worse, the best way to make your day worse and make everybody else's day worse, is to go in with an attitude anywhere, okay? If you've got a problem with what they said to you or what they asked you to do, whatever, call them and talk to them respectfully. Now, will they all give that in return? No. But you're not in control of that. The only attitude that you control is your own. And if you're one of these people who says, well, people's attitudes around me, you know, determines my attitude, then I've got one thing to say to you. Grow up. Plain and simple, grow up. If other people's attitudes determines your attitude instead of you taking control of yourself and determining your attitude, you should probably get off the road and go grow up, become a man, become a woman, and then think about coming out on the road. There's no place for people with attitudes out here. There's no place for people out here who think they're better than everybody else. There's no place out here for people who aren't patient, you know. So if you've got a problem in any of those areas, chances are this industry isn't where you need to be, and you should probably find something else like fast food. Sorry, but it's just honest. As I've said before, I give you the real deal here. I'm not trying to blow smoke up anybody's butt. This is just what it is. Okay? If you are a professional driver, it's time to grow up. And one of the best ways that you can show that you've grown up is to treat everyone with the same courtesy that you would like to be treated with. Okay? Treat others with the same patience that you would like to be treated with. And take control of your own attitude, thereby taking control of your own destination. All right, so that's it for today's episode. And anytime you guys have any questions, any thoughts, comments, drop them in the comments below. I do read them. So, yeah, definitely let me know what you think. Ask me questions. My email's on the site. Feel free to shoot me an email. I would love to talk to you. So, anyways, that's it for today's episode. In the meantime, keep the sunny side up, keep the greasy side down, and we'll catch you on the flip-flop.